Top 10 Best Things to Do in Paris. Snap a pic at the Eiffel Tower, wander around the Louvre, take a day trip to Versailles, or try a sightseeing tour to uncover even more art, history, and undeniable charm. In this video, we will discuss about 10 best things to do in Paris. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to my channel, Top 10 Travel. 1. Follow in the well-heeled footsteps of locals. To really shop in Paris these days means to think beyond couture-lined boulevards and packed high streets. The good stuff will be in emerging shopping neighborhoods like the North Marais, where you can shop brands or crafters like Kitsune, Officine Generale Cesson, or Papier Tigre. Rue du Château d'Eau with a 10th arrondissement for accessories and home goods at Atelier Courants, Gemini, or La Trésorerie. And right in the center of town at Les Halles for Parisian-designed goods from Sept Cinq or emerging French designers at L'Exception. Even the department stores like Galeries Lafayette, Champs-Élysées, and Printemps are in the business of diversifying their offerings. At Printemps Homes, the menswear store, you can buy limited edition collections from the hottest designers of the moment, from Jacquemus to I/Project, that you won't find anywhere else. 2. Go for evening meals at laid-back modern bistros. In the last decade, many Michelin-starred chefs have abandoned the rigid confines of haute cuisine restaurants to open convivial bistros that serve up simpler yet still outstanding meals. And the locals are just crazy about them. At Yves Cammed Board's pioneering Le Comptoir du Relais in the 6th arrondissement, tables are frequently booked months in advance. But once you're sampling Cammed Board's famous foie gras terrine for a fraction of what you pay elsewhere, you'll understand why it's so tough to get a table. If you can't get in at dinner, try arriving by 11:45 a.m. for lunch. Reservations are not accepted, so it's first come, first serve. Alternatively, Michelin-starred chef Jean-François Pige is behind several popular, lower-priced establishments that play up the best of French terroir. From hearty French classics at a Lippe d'Or, a bistro institution in the center of the city, to masterfully grilled or smoked beef at his modern steakhouse, Clover Grill. 3. Split your time between the Louvre and smaller museums. Many of Paris's smaller museums contain equally important and beautiful art, and are often more pleasant, since you won't be elbowed out of the way by a photo-snapping swarm. You'll find Monet's famous nymphas, water lily, murals in the Musée de l'Orangerie, at the far end of the Tuileries Gardens. The Musée Marmottan is home to the world's largest collection of Monets, and the Musée Rodin, housed in a luminous villa with a lovely garden, is one of the most romantic places in all of Paris. Not in the mood for an art lesson? There are plenty of museums that focus on lighter and frothier stuff, including fashion, wine, and money. Take, for example, the Palais Galliera, which reopened in October after a 2-year renovation. The city's leading fashion museum, the Galliera, is now home to the first retrospective of Gabrielle Chanel and her work. It's true. That's certainly worth a special visit. Once you've discovered the pleasures of these intimate galleries, you might be hard-pressed to bother with the Louvre at all. 4. Dress as the locals do. Parisian style isn't really about dressing to the nines. In fact, the French are quite casual these days. They've just mastered the art of the clean, coordinated look. Here are a few tips to keep your attire simple, tidy, and thoughtfully assembled. Neutral colors are always a safe bet. Accessorize with a single bold scarf, hat, or jewel, but not all three at once, and make sure things fit the way they should. Complete your outfit with a fitted jacket and the best shoes in your closet. The final effect should look utterly effortless and send a message of confidence. 5. Take to heart the French word flâner. While flâner technically means to stroll, it more generally suggests to walk the city in order to experience it. Words to live by in the City of Light. The center of Paris is only a couple of miles wide. Maps are ubiquitous, and the rewards for taking to the streets on foot include world-class window shopping, observing flirtatious exchanges in sidewalk cafes, and walking off that extra croissant. When going longer distances, hop on the metro. From any given spot in Paris, you're never more than 500 yards from the nearest station. It's cheaper than a cab and often faster too. There's really no excuse. Unless you've stayed out late, the metro closes at 2 a.m. on Friday and Saturday nights, and 1 a.m. the rest of the week. Alternatively, hop on one of Paris's inexpensive valet bikes, the blue and green ones you see lined up on the street. In 2020, the city has added 50 kilometers, around 31 miles, of new dedicated cycle paths that make riding across town even safer. But visitors should take note. Accessing the system requires a smart chip-enabled credit card. 6. Find the real Paris on the Canal Street Martin. Bobo, short for bourgeois bohemian. Hipsters have laid claim to the area around the Canal Street Martin, a once derelict part of the 10th arrondissement that now buzzes with cafes and hip boutiques, particularly along the Rue Beaurepaire. Settle onto the veranda of the Panem Brewing Company up on the Bassin de la Villette. It overlooks the water and ranks high for ambience, location, and craft beer inspired by the neighborhood. De la Concorde, featuring the Luxor obelisk and surrounded by significant buildings. 7. Find a view in shorter lines. If you want an incredible panorama that includes the Eiffel Tower, you should head instead to the top of the Arc de Triomphe, the top of the viewing deck at the Montparnasse Tower, or book tickets, approximately $12, to climb the Tour Saint-Jacques, only open to visitors from June to September, 5 people at a time or a maximum group of 17 people. 8. Book a boutique hotel. In 2019, foreign travelers to Paris spent an average of 2.43 nights in the city, the perfect amount of time to experience one of the city's 493 four-star hotels, many of which are beautifully designed and intimate in scale. On top of that, its restaurants and bars are increasingly big draws for locals, so you can dip your toes a bit further into Parisian lifestyle. The Hoxton has a glass canopied lounge with plush sofas and a spacious courtyard, both made for lingering over drinks. The Hotel National des Arts et Métiers serves up custom cocktails from expert mixologists in its sexy lounge bar. The Hotel de Grand Boulevards is a popular spot to drink and nibble, in part for its most compelling asset, the Shed, a rooftop bar with a view over Paris. Among the newest arrivals to the ever-growing set of sharp design properties, Hotel Rochefort, an Art Deco tribute to the city's golden age of brasseries and salons at the foot of Montmartre, and Le Chow Chow Hotel, equal parts hip hotel, food market, and event hall where guests and locals mingle during stand-up sets, author talks, and intimate concerts. 9. Save room for a variety of sweet treats. There is much more to Parisian pastries than croissants and macarons, although there is no contesting their star status. Take your sweet tooth to Fou de Patisserie, Jacques Genin. Don't miss the Pates de Fruits, Yann Couvreur in the 10th arrondissement, Bontemps Patisserie for Sables, or Maison Aleph, exquisite Levantine pastries, for a complete sampling of the city's best treats from some of the country's most talented chefs. 10. Be mindful of your manners. Try to understand and imitate the local customs, and you'll no doubt be amply rewarded for your efforts. Do learn a few French words and phrases, even if it's just a crash course on the flight over, and your delivery is less than perfect. The fact that you're trying will win points. Salespeople in smaller boutiques greet customers and expect to be greeted in return. A simple bonjour madame upon entering a shop will do wonders for your status there. Note that French people tend to talk softly. Their voices never carry in the streets, on the metro, or even when they're sitting at the next table. Keep your voice low too, and some of your neighbors might even venture a smile. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel, Top 10 Travel, before you go. Thank you for watching.